Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. Gonna move some crypto around for you guys and talk about altcoin and talk about my cat. Yeah, he just decides to jump up here right as the stream is starting. So welcome everybody. I'm here with the rig and the cat and the third monitor back there, and it's been a pretty eventful week. Crypto has, our Bitcoin has broken 22, oh, was he 22? Did I say 22 week high? I think that's what Alexa keeps telling me, that it's a 22 week high. I would think it was a 52 week high, pardon me, twice. It broke it when it hit 48 200 midweek, and then it hit like 48,800 yesterday, although it's over 38 now. We're looking at about 38,400, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, 39. Pardon me, 39. We're over 39 now. That's what the title of the live stream says, that we broke 39. So I'm glad that we're still there. Let's go over to the big board and greet everyone that's here. Mike is unmuted. That's good. Let's see. I want to just say hello to everybody first. Kenny was here early as usual, along with Andreas. Simon is here, talking about the stars aligning. That's good. And Just Have Fun came in with a question. I answered his question a while back. I don't know if he's still around. Let's see. Coffee Bean is here. Andreas, as I mentioned earlier. Asil is here. Notice that Asil's icon has changed slightly. It's no longer a white on black Bitcoin logo. It is now a blue Bitcoin logo, which means he's been a member for over a month now. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Joseph is here. Gregory Whelan is here from across the pond. Welcome. JDO is here. JDO, I have an answer to your question about the shards in Ledger Recover. I had a talk with Ian Rogers over at Ledger, a very candid conversation. And I won't reveal everything that we talked about, but he did have an answer to your question. And the short answer is they will delete it if you ask them. We'll go a little bit more because they don't want to just automatically delete it if someone stops paying, because, you know, things happen, people let things lapse, and so a lot of people really wouldn't want their shards to be deleted after they discontinue the service. You know, they might call 6 months later and say, oh my gosh, I just realized my credit card's changed and, you know, I need my backup. And so we'll go over that in a little more detail. And in the conversation that I had with Ian, very wonderful, nice guy, native Indianan, just like me. Indianan? Hoosier, let's just say it that way. Hands Hannah 350, thank you for being here. Not on my watch, hello. Meow. Crawbillies, Seaside Joe, Amsterdam Holland, Wilbot, Barbara K. Haven't seen Scott or Dan yet, but I do have a Grand Rapids local story I'm going to share with you guys just for fun. That'll be fun. So before we jump into the news, I'll just let you know that there's a bunch of goodies down in the description below. An overview of our top story, our tonight's discussion topic, our agenda of things we're going to cover, and then a bunch of affiliate links. I'm going to talk a little bit about CoinKite, the makers of the cold card. They have a couple of interesting products that I just noticed, and I ordered one of them. And so we'll check those out. We've got Ledger Nano X, Trezor Model T, Ledger Nano S Plus, and Trezor Safe 3. Those are the top 4 crypto wallets out there. And then I've got a whole bunch of others that we'll talk about later. And we've got the news stories linked down below and ways that you can get a hold of me if you want to get a hold of me. So check those out. Let's jump into the news real quick. This is the story from earlier today. As you can see, Bitcoin dipped below 39 late last night and early this morning and has since popped back up over it again. So we're up 1.73, and I believe that's a 24-hour figure. So from yesterday at this exact time, that's pretty good. Bitcoin price hits 39K as Powell stirs bets. Fed rate hikes are over. Now, he didn't say that rate hikes are over by any stretch of the imagination, but his language was such that bet maker, odds makers, predictors, prognosticators, traders, Wall Street firms, all are now betting that the rates will start to go down. And I think the consensus is March. But like I said, Powell did not say that. Interesting, how much can be taken from someone's tone. Fed speak, I guess they call it. Let's see, data from Coin Markets Pro, a new 19-month BTC high of 39,000 on Bitstamp. Bitcoin bulls already in a strong position, beat out resistance as Fed Chair Jerome Powell took the stage at Spelman College, Atlanta, Georgia for a scheduled appearance. It would be premature to conclude with confidence that we have achieved a sufficiently restrictive stance or to speculate on when policy might ease. That is not saying, hey, the hikes are over, it's time to start lowering rates. He did not say that. While keeping his tone cautious, Powell appeared to boost risk asset sentiment with his comments on the current state of the U.S. economy and progress towards reducing inflation. Reacting financial commentary resource, the Coinbase letter was among those with a more sober take, although there were some naysayers. Their narrative has not changed since last year, but markets continue to call for a Fed pivot. We have stated before the Fed would rather spark a mild recession than risk a resurgence of inflation. This means that a long pause is still likely. However, these are the odds of a, what is this? The probability of a rate drop. Is that what it is? Market expectations unilaterally faved a pause in hikes. No more hikes. Bitcoin shot up over 39 after his comments. Oh, good stuff. If you want to check these stories out, you can go in the description down below. Check them out. Bitcoin eyes 40K as 1 billion in Bitcoin withdrawals suggests bullish mood. Data shows that over 1 billion worth of BTC has been withdrawn from exchanges over the past week. And you wonder, well, what does that mean? What is that? Why is that good? Well, basically, if you're about to trade, then you have your Bitcoin on an exchange. We're just talking about Bitcoin here. So if you're on the verge of selling, then you're going to keep your Bitcoin on the exchange so that you can sell it quickly when the time is right. If you're planning on hodling, then you are more likely to withdraw your Bitcoin from the exchange and put it in your wallet. This is what I've been advocating for all these years that I've been doing this. You have to learn how to hold your crypto in your own wallet. And best practice, if you're not about to trade, is to keep your Bitcoin in your own wallet. And it seems that a lot of people have taken this to heart, learned this strategy, and so now it's a bullish sign. When people start making withdrawals from exchanges to their own wallet, it's a bullish sign. It means they're planning on holding their Bitcoin rather than about to sell, right? So that's a good sign. 37,000 Bitcoin worth 1.4 billion has been withdrawn from exchanges since November 17th in a sign of investors taking direct custody of their coins. The outflow likely represents a bias for a long-term holding strategy, although some of it could have stemmed from Binance's guilty plea. So there were some undercurrents of people being spooked on holding their Bitcoin on exchanges, as well they should. It's best practice not to hold your Bitcoin on exchanges. But a lot of people do, and we're going to talk about that tonight. It's going to be our discussion topic. A lot of people, more than should, if I'm trying to get this right, I'll talk about the figures in this story in a minute, but more people are holding their Bitcoin on exchanges, way more people than are holding them in wallets, right? And that's not good. But that's the reality. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But this is a good sign that there are some withdrawals. So in the near future, people are not selling or planning on selling, so to speak. Now, a good hodler / trader should be able to move their Bitcoin from their wallet to the exchange in a matter of minutes. It usually does happen in a matter of minutes, but I have had some personal experience with transferring Bitcoin over to Coinbase and having it take a long time for it to actually become tradable or spendable. So, and then other times it hits right away. So, you should be able, I mean, physically, to move your Bitcoin from point A to point B is easy, and it only takes a minute or two. But sometimes the exchange, if it's overloaded or for whatever reason, or their liquidity is low, it takes them a while for them to actually register your deposit and make it spendable or tradable. So I think that's why a lot of people tend to keep their Bitcoin on an exchange if they're planning on selling. But like I said, it's not difficult to just, wake up one morning and say, hey, I need to sell my Bitcoin. And so just transfer it to Coinbase. It's not going to take that long. All right, so let's move to the next story here about the SEC. The SEC is facing another defeat in its recycled lawsuit against Kraken. Not my watch. Just donated. Thank you. I appreciate that. We know that the Securities and Exchange Commission, I believe it was the Justice Department that made the deal with CZ of Binance. And in the deal, he stepped down and agreed to a fine, and Binance agreed to a fine. But the SEC was kind of lurking in the shadows on that one anyway. But I believe that was the Justice Department. But the SEC has been going after a lot of crypto exchanges, and they just started again with Kraken. So this is kind of an opinion article. I love the opinion, though. So I'm going to go ahead and read through a little bit of this. The legal duel between the United States Securities and Exchange Commission and Kraken looks like another misguided attempt by the SEC to exert control over an industry that fundamentally challenges an outdated regulatory playbook. The agency's lawsuit filed in November accuses Kraken of operating as an unregistered securities exchange. The lawsuit isn't just a repeat of the SEC's failures. It's also a glaring example of regulatory overreach that fails to grasp the essence of cryptocurrency. It mirrors the agency's actions against Coinbase, which mark a pattern of aggressive regulation that is both ineffectual and counterproductive. In its case against Coinbase, the SEC allegations similarly involved operating as an unregistered securities exchange. The approach fundamentally misunderstands the nature of cryptocurrency exchanges. The lawsuit isn't just a repeat of, the paragraph repeats there. I don't know who edited this article. Unlike traditional securities exchanges, platforms like Kraken offer a diverse range of digital assets that do not fit neatly into securities frameworks. This misclassification by the SEC reveals a lack of understanding of the unique characteristics of cryptocurrencies, which function as decentralized assets, often with utility or currency-like features rather than conventional securities. Yeah. I really like besides the fact that they repeated a paragraph, this is a very succinct article and lays down the case against the SEC's misguided attempts to regulate cryptocurrency exchanges. And, you know, I mentioned this last week with this Binance deal, is they were able to threaten Binance enough and, you know, to harm their business and whatever, you know, the threat was, that Binance admitted or pleaded guilty to certain crimes which they really weren't guilty of. And this is what the U.S. justice system does this quite often with anyone that finds themselves in legal trouble. The system should take, if you're accused of a crime, it should be taken to court. Both sides should be argued and a jury should decide. But that's not how things work in the U.S. Generally, what happens is the prosecutor and the defense attorneys make some sort of deal where the defendant pleads guilty to lesser charges to avoid trial. And it really shouldn't be that way, because what it does is put something on the record that's really not true. Especially in the case of this Binance, they pleaded guilty to money laundering or something like that, and it really sets a bad precedent because cryptocurrency exchanges are really not money laundering, you know, for the vast majority of people. Now, of course, there are bad actors. There are bad actors with everything, but that doesn't mean that, you know, the vast majority of people that use cryptocurrency exchanges are committing fraud or securities violations or money laundering. They're trading cryptocurrencies, right? It's brand new emergent technology. So hopefully the SEC will get it through their head that this is pointless, right? Anyway, interesting story. Now, here's what I wanted to bring up. I had Google help me with this, and I think it's still here. Yeah, I have generative AI on my Google, and I was asking it to give me the figures of the amount of people that own hardware wallets, juxtaposed against the number of people that are buying and holding crypto. And the numbers here are unbelievable. So according to TechCrunch, there are roughly 5 million users of Ledger and Trezor, two of the main hardware wallets. This suggests that there is a lot of room for growth, as there are at least 295 million crypto holders who may add hardware wallets to their portfolio. Well, basically the article is about, you know, the burgeoning hardware wallet industry and where it's headed in the future. It's kind of an investment article. But that is a woeful statistic when you think of basically 300 million crypto holders, and only 5 million of them have wallets, or at least hardware wallets. Now, this doesn't mean that only 5 million users of crypto are hodling their crypto in their own wallet. They could be, a lot of people use MetaMask, which is kind of a hot wallet if you don't use a hardware wallet, or phone-based wallets that are, you know, classified as hot wallets too. But even a hot or a cold wallet does qualify as self-custody. There's just a little bit of difference in how secure it is, right? So I'm sure the number of people that are using their own wallets is higher than 5 million, but I'm sure that it's still nowhere near the 295 million people out there that are buying and selling and holding crypto. It's a shame. Where are the majority of these people storing their crypto? On the exchange, right? So I have this article linked down below. This article is a little bit more about where the hardware wallet industry is heading. I don't think that Ledger or Trezor are publicly traded companies. Did my camera just freeze? Yeah, it looks like it. Ugh, doggone it. Let's go over here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the camera just froze. Well, I'm here. So, well, you can hear me. Let's see. How's my table demo doing? Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, the problem with that that camera is, well, I'm gonna go ahead and. I don't know if that's gonna help, but I just disconnected and reconnected that camera. I don't know. Yeah, the problem is I can't. Ugh, doggone it. Ugh. It's really a bummer. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, I'm just going to have to talk to you because that camera is messing me up. Let me see if I can get back to it. All right, let me try this. What am I doing here? Oh, God, I got to go into this thing. Okay. What was in face cam pro? No. Oh, all right, this is just never gonna happen, is it? Okay. Oh God, please come back. Why are you doing this to me? Ugh. Ugh, this is just horrible. Okay, well, that looks like it's sort of... Okay, I'll take it. All right, let's see if I can get this thing to go away. Nope, okay. What is that? Why won't that go away? Okay. Okay. Better that than nothing. Oh, that's that camera. Okay. All right, whatever. I'll take it. At least you can see me. Oh my God. Okay. All right, I'm here. I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. But that thing is kind of messing me up. Okay, you can see me. You can see my printer in the background anyway. All right, so here we go. Technical issues. Should have known. I should have rebooted the computer before we started. Anyway, this article is about where the crypto market or the crypto hardware wallet market will be going. We'll see. I don't know that there's any way to invest in hardware wallets, but they will be big. We're looking at a market cap of 0.36 billion in 2023. And then towards 2028, we're looking at 1.43 billion. So hopefully more people will start to learn how to use their own wallets. And we'll talk a little bit about that in the discussion a little bit tonight. Okay, and last story here. Utter chaos, right? Video shows cow running loose on the S-curve. Dan knows about the S-curve. So I guess like a trailer truck with some cows in it, the sliding door came open and one of the cows just jumped. Yeah, you really can't see it much because yeah, there it is. There it is. There's that cow. So yeah, and then they had to try to catch it. Yeah, so it was fun. Utter madness. That cow better move. You're asking me, and it was like, what is that? What are you talking about, the S curve? Dan mentioned that to me a while back. He's like, yeah, I was down by the S curve. I'm like, what are you talking about, the S curve? And it's this, right? If you look at Grand Rapids, right downtown, there's like this little section of the freeway that pulls this S. That's the S curve. For those of you who don't know, yeah. Yeah, this is reality TV. All right, so we covered all that. There's some things I want to get done. Sorry about the camera issue, but we'll figure it out. Oh, that can't be right. What is that? Oh, I need to. I was like, hey, why? I had some money in there that I wasn't aware of. There it is. That's correct. Right. Yeah, so let's take a look at what I want to do tonight. We gotta get rid of this. Okay. Once again, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And then we can look over here at the affiliate links. Most of the Black Friday deals are over. We'll talk a little bit about CoinKite here in a minute, but Ledger Nano X, and the Trezor Model T are the top tier mainstream crypto hardware wallets, and highly recommended. Let's take a look here at the Ledger Nano X, right? This is pretty much their top tier wallet right now. The Ledger Stacks is still has no ETA, so we don't really have any idea. As I mentioned, I talked to Ian Rogers, and he shared with me, as he shared with everyone else, that it's a screen issue, and it's basically get these screens manufactured at scale. So apparently when they go into the manufacturing process, with like a bunch of screens, not enough come out the other end as a finished product for it to be viable, right? And so that's the issue. So they're working on that. So as it stands now, the Ledger Nano X is their top tier. And then, of course, the Trezor Model T. Whoops. Is probably the number 2 crypto wallet behind those. Now, both Ledger and Trezor have a cheaper alternative called the Ledger. Ledger has the Ledger Nano S Plus, which is not that much of a difference from the Ledger Nano X. Now, price-wise, it's a lot cheaper, but it has pretty much the same amount of storage and the same size screen. It just doesn't do Bluetooth. So I highly recommend the Ledger Nano S Plus. And then over on the Trezor side, Trezor now has their Trezor Safe 3, which is $79. It's pretty much the same price as the... where's it go? Yeah, it's the exact same price as the Ledger Nano S Plus. So if you want a hardware wallet, then one of these 4, you can't really go wrong, depending on your budget and your level of expertise. They're fairly easy to use. So highly recommend any one of those. Now, we also have the Tangum wallet. Tangum no longer has Black Friday deals, but I believe... Okay, there it is. I don't know what that was all about. So what got interrupted by technology again, and now my mouse is on me. This is just, all right. This is going to be a struggle, guys. I can tell already. Tonight is going to be a struggle. I'm going to go ahead and put in the CryptoDad code. See what happens. Yes. Okay. So you can still use crypto as you're at checkout. Let's see what I'm doing here, can you? Because I'm in the way. All right. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So when you put in CryptoDad here, it's going to give you 10%. So that's still valid. So that's cool. That's a good thing. All right. And let's see, where else are we? Keystone 3 still has their Black Friday deals on through December 11th. So if you're in the market for Keystone 3 air gap wallet, then that'd be the way to go. Yeah, their Black Friday deals are still on, and their Keystone Pro 3 is 30% off, $90. It's like $10 more than a Trezor 1 or a Ledger Nano S Plus, but a little more difficult to use, a little more difficult to wrap your head around. Hardware, an air-gapped wallet, but well worth the investment. Invest in yourself, right? Engrave Combo and Engrave Zero still no longer on Black Friday. CryptoTag, I don't think they have Black Friday deals going on anymore. A great way to back up your seed phrase. Yeah, they're back to normal price. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to go through those. CryptoDad store, go get a hoodie or a t-shirt. Robert Benson, thanks for that subscription. All right. Now, I wanted to move some crypto around for you guys tonight, so I'm going to get started doing that. Let's do JDO's recover question. Let's get to that. So JDO had asked me, he says, could you find out what they do with your shards if you stop using Ledger Recover? If you're not familiar with what Ledger Recover is, and I thought I had some, we'll talk more, but if you're not familiar with Ledger Recover, it's a service being offered by Ledger that will allow you to back up your seed phrase. Actually, not phrase. This is another thing that came out when I was talking with Ian, and it was that if you use Ledger Recover, and it does not back up your words, it backs up your numerical seed phrase in a Shamir backup. It spreads it splits it into 3 shards, sends it off to 3 different places, and holds it for you in case you need to do a restore. But the only thing you can restore is the device using their service, right? So there's no way they can give you back. Thank you so much. Just have fun. Appreciate it. There's no way they can give you back your seed phrase, right? So think about that. So if you write down your seed phrase and you set up your device and you subscribe to Ledger Recover, and then you lose your seed phrase and your device gets damaged or lost, the only thing you can do is buy a new device, connect it, go to the Ledger Recover service, and instigate a recovery onto the new device. But this will not give you back your 24 words. It will just restore the device with your seed phrase. So, Ian said to me, he said, look, if you do this and you've lost your seed phrase, you've used Ledger Recover to restore your device, the best thing you can do at that point is to buy a new device, set it up with a new seed phrase, and transfer your assets. Because if you've lost your seed phrase and your device and you're using Ledger Recover, that's great. You got all your crypto back, right? That's a great thing. But you're not going to get that seed phrase back. So it's probably a good idea to move your assets over to a new device that you do have the recovery phrase for. And one of the things that Ian mentioned to me about Ledger Recover was that he gets a lot of sad stories from people that have lost their recovery phrase, didn't know they were supposed to save it or whatever, and then they forgot their PIN. He goes, I can't tell you the number of people that have sent me a screenshot of a Ledger device that says left, which means, oh my God, I forgot my PIN, I can't get into my device, and I don't have my seed phrase. And along with all the other sad stories, he's hoping that by this time next year that he'll have a bunch of heartwarming stories of people that were in a bad situation and Ledger Recover saved the day. We cannot deny that the vast majority, we just looked at the stats, right? We got 300 million people using crypto and only 5 million using hardware wallets. Those other 295 million people out there that are using crypto need to learn how to use hardware wallets. But there's so many people out there that don't understand how they work, don't understand that this service is for those people, right? So I totally get that, right? I have objections to it on philosophical grounds, personally, for me, but I can totally understand why it's needed. I'm still getting questions from people that just show me that they don't get it. And it's sad. I mean, I'm not like, I'm not looking down on anybody. It took me months to wrap my head around what Bitcoin was and how it worked and all that. And then wallets, right? So anyway, but JDO's question was, what happens when someone decides they don't want to use the service anymore? And they're like, okay, I don't want to use your service anymore, and you've got a copy of my shards out there on your servers. Are you going to delete them? And Ian's answer was yes, they will delete them. If you say, hey, you get in touch with tech support. You say, I don't want to use Ledger Recover anymore, and I want you to delete my shards. They will, right? Plain and simple, easy peasy. But he said, there are people out there that may have signed up for a year of Ledger Recover. And then after a year, their credit card is maxed out, or their credit card, they've changed credit card. Even sometimes a new credit card is issued. The old credit card is no longer valid, right? If you used a credit card and then you've been issued a new one, the old code is no longer any good. So a lot of things could happen that would cause people to their subscription to lapse kind of involuntarily. Well, he doesn't want to default delete people's shards because they might need them. They might call after 6 months and say, oh my gosh, I just realized that my Ledger Recover service has lapsed. I didn't read the email, or I didn't see the email, and I still need it. I don't have my seed phrase. You're the only thing between me and losing all my crypto. So those people, he doesn't want to just delete their seed phrase when automatically you stop the service. But if you voluntarily stop the service and ask them to delete your shards, they will, for whatever that's worth. And but we still run into this whole trust thing. Like, well, did they really delete them? All that. I'm not going to go there, but hey, but they will delete them if you ask them. All right, so let's start moving some crypto. I want to get things in motion here because sometimes it takes it a while. So the first thing we're going to do is launch, if we could spell that right, we're going to launch Trezor Suite. And I was going to do this last week, but I didn't get around to it. Actually, I was going to do this on Wednesday, and I didn't get around to it. So let's go ahead and launch Trezor Suite. Trezor Suite is the software that you use to manage your... Oh, look at it. I'm holding it up in front of the other camera. Thank God I have more than one camera. Right? So there is a software update. So let's go ahead and run the software update. Version 23.11.5. I did this a couple weeks back with my Trezor Safe 3, and the firmware update wiped my device, but that is not the normal experience. That was because I had a pre-release that had what they claim was buggy firmware, so they did a wipe, but that was because I had a pre-release. So anyway, let's go ahead and like, where's my mouse? Okay, so we're going to run the update. All right, we'll restart Trezor Suite. They want to update the firmware on this device. This is my Trezor T. I don't think you can... I guess I could reach it over here. Yeah. Well, I guess that's not working anymore. Why is this not working? Oh my God. Okay. I am just livid here. Why won't my cameras cooperate with me? Okay. 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 Jeez, man. Wow. The camera gods are not in my favor. Oh, still not happening, is it? Okay. Woo, man. Come on, baby. I know you can do it. I know what I just did something weird too. Or did I? Yeah. What I want is this. Yeah, I'm just all verklempt tonight. This is just really messing me up. Okay, that's what I want there. This thing is not cooperating with me. All right, come on, you can do it. I think it's back. Okay, jeez. Wow. At least I got that camera back. All right, so this is my device. It's a Trezor T. Let's go back to this thing. Man, it's a struggle. Okay, okay, all right. I'm just gonna roll with the punches tonight. All right. All right, so the new version of the software worked out. Now, it's also telling me there's a firmware update. So I'm going to run the firmware update. Let's see, update now. Okay, here we go. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boop. We're going to hit install firmware. Yes, I have my recovery phrase. It's going to reboot the device. All right, so let's take a look over here. If this camera's still working. All right, so I want to install the firmware. So, boop, I think I hit that. All right. I'm kind of stretched out here. Okay, we're going to install the firmware. We're going to have to confirm on the device again. I go through this with you guys so you can, so you can see that it's not that scary to do a firmware update. Even when, even when I had that issue a couple weeks back, I had my recovery phrase, so it wasn't like I was dead in the water or anything. It was a little bit inconvenient that the device got wiped during the firmware update, but it wasn't, you know, I didn't crypto over it. All right, so we're updating the firmware. You can kind of see that that little thing is still going. Well, now it's just sitting there. Okay, there it goes. If anything can go wrong, it will go wrong, right? Is that Murphy's Law? I don't know. I've done lots of live streams where everything went without a hitch. But at least I haven't muted the mic tonight. Oh, is anyone else having stream issues? All right, so we managed to get through that. Okay, now what? You gonna do anything else? Oh, now it's restarting my device. Okay. Okay, I need to enter my PIN. All right, and that thing is coming up. Okay, Emmanuel. Yeah, thank you. It is a live meltdown. Let's go into standard wallet. Now, the reason I jumped through all these hoops was I was like, okay, I'm going to move some crypto onto my device, but you know, I knew from a couple days ago that there was a software update and a firmware update. And so I was like, okay, this is what you've got to do to deal with crypto hardware wallet. You got to keep it up to date. It's just like anything. It's like your phone or your computer. Are you still using, you know, iOS 9? No, because your phone constantly tells you you got a new firmware. You got to update your, you know, your OS, your software, whatever. You know, are you still using Windows 7? No, because computers need to be up to date to take advantage of all the latest features and security and bug fixes and functionality. So hardware wallets are the same. They are flexible devices, right? Do you want to have to buy a new hardware wallet every 3 months or even every 6 months? No. You want to buy a hardware wallet that's going to be good for 3 or 4 years. I've had this wallet for like 3 years, but it needs to be able to run the latest firmware and the latest blockchain updates, right? Blockchains aren't static. So anyway, I'm through with the lecture. So we're here, and basically what I want to do is put some Bitcoin in this wallet. And I have some Bitcoin over on Uphold. If I can find my cursor. All right, let's see. Okay, Uphold has logged me out, but I can get back in. Uphold is a cryptocurrency exchange, Emmanuel. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I really do. Let's see, Uphold. Okay. We're good? All right, now I've got, they're going to send me an email confirmation, which is here. Okay. That was earlier. Okay, there. I'm just trying. I had done some trading earlier to get all this stuff lined up. I haven't muted the mic yet. All right, so we have some Bitcoin and we have some CAS on here, and I want to move it out. So we'll do a desktop to desktop transfer, pretty straightforward. You know, our Trezor suite is on our desktop, so we're just going to go into the Bitcoin account. We're going to do a receive, and we want to verify this on our device, right? We want to make sure that we're using the proper device. So we'll just confirm on Ledger. Right? So we look at the address on the device, and we look at the address on our computer screen, and we confirm that it's the same. That way we know that we're storing our crypto with the device managing the crypto, right? We want to make sure, because things happen, right? I've talked to people that, you know, they keep dumping crypto into one of their accounts in Ledger Live or Trezor Suite, and then all of a sudden they can't get it out because there was a mismatch between a device or whatever. So when you do a receive, it's best practice to run that hardware check to confirm that everything's kosher, right? Let's copy the address into our clipboard. Let's go back over to Uphold. Now with Uphold, it's a little tricky the way you do withdrawals. The source, of course, is going to be the Bitcoin in my account. The destination is going to be the Bitcoin network, right? Because, whoops, wow, even my keyboard's messing around. Okay, so, wow. All right, so we want the Bitcoin network. That's the Bitcoin that's out there. So I'm going to click on that, and I'll go ahead and send it all. I'll just say use max. That much. We'll hit preview. Now here's where they ask me for my Bitcoin address, right? You want to send it to the Bitcoin network. I need an address. So I'll paste it in. Now, I don't know if I'm sure that they would support. Let me go to an older Bitcoin account, just for the heck of it. I'm just going to grab an old SegWit address, which starts with the number 3, because someone had told me the other day that they tried to withdraw, and it told them that it did it. I think it would. Yeah, it does, but I'm not gonna. Let's try that again, right? We'll go do preview, and in this case, I'm going to put in that address from my Trezor suite. Pardon me. There it is. Okay. Anywho, yeah. If I don't know of any exchanges that don't support any Bitcoin formats anymore. I mean, native SegWit has been around for a year or two now. So, anywho, people have issues, right? Okay. Okay, we're gonna confirm that. We can look at it there and just double check. Looks good to me. It's gonna take about 20 minutes. I'm moving funds to my non-custodial wallet. Not that it's any of your business. Continue, and I'll put in my 2 fan. Okay, and that's done. All right. Now, I also wanted to do a CAS withdrawal, and I wanted to show you guys how to do that on a Tangum wallet. Tangum card looks like this. All right, NFC. There was an article about NFC. Oh, you know what? It's funny. This article here goes into some details about NFC becoming one of the newer standards for Bitcoin wallets. And Tangum is a good example of an NFC-based wallet, right? So instead of a cable or Bluetooth, it uses the NFC, which is NFC stands for Near Field Communication. And that's the same technology that you see in your ATM card, your credit card, your passport. I don't know that any state IDs have NFC in them. I think they still use magnetic strips. I don't know. But NFC is, being used more and more in crypto wallets. And Tangum is an NFC-based crypto wallet. So I wanted to show that. We're going to talk a little bit about CoinKite here in a minute. They've got an NFC-based wallet also. But with... let's take a look at my phone, and we'll go into my Tangum wallet. And this is I've got more than one Tangum wallet in the app, but this card controls this wallet. Now, a lot of people get confused about hot wallets and cold wallets, and I think someone had asked me earlier. He goes, I want to have a hot wallet for trading and a cold wallet for storage, which makes total sense. But you can use hot wallets. I'm sorry, pardon me. You can use cold wallets on DEXs as well. The Tangum wallet will interface with some DEXs using, I forget what they call that. Oh, Wallet Connect? Yeah, Wallet Connect. I'm not going to do that. But a Ledger and a Trezor can do it using MetaMask. So there are ways to use hot wallets on DEXs, which is a safer way. Now, you may not want to use your go-to storage wallet as your hot wallet. I get so confused. I'm sorry. You may not want to use your go-to storage wallet as your trading wallet. You still want to use a hardware wallet when you're trading because it's safer and more secure. But you may not want to use the wallet that has all of your assets in it because there are risks out there. But you can protect your trading accounts with hardware wallets. I just wanted to point that out. All right, so let's go ahead and transfer some Caspa from my Uphold account into my Tangum wallet. Well, there's a little trick to that. The Tangum wallet is on my phone, and Uphold is over on my desktop. Although I might be able to get into my Uphold account from here. Let me try. They might let me do this. It's whenever I'm live, I have all kinds of issues. Oh, it's in wallets, even though it's not a wallet, right? It's an exchange. I'm going to try it on my phone and see if I can pull this off. Then I won't have to share my address. I can just cut and paste. Oh, it won't let me do it, right? Uphold won't let me share my phone with you guys. So that we'll scratch that. We'll stick with the original strategy. So first of all, if I'm going to deposit Caspa in this wallet, I need to enable Caspa within the app, right? So if we look here, there is no Caspa, right? So I'm going to go to Manage Token, and I'll search for Caspa. Right there it is. And you just tap it, And some coins have multiple networks that you can enable. Caspa only has one. So we'll just enable that, and we'll hit save. And now I have a Caspa address, right? I think sometimes they'll ask you to put the card up if you've never enabled the coin before. But I have enabled it previously, so it didn't ask me to, verify with the card. Sometimes when you're adding coins, it might ask that. Anyway, we'll tap right on Caspa, and we'll say we want to receive some Caspa. Now, I need to get this address over into my desktop because I can't do the phone back and forth thing because Uphold prevents me from doing the share screen. So I will share the address with myself. I'll just put in my name there. We'll send this off to me, and then I can grab that address from my email. And we'll just leave this up while we do that. Let's go here. I think I have the CryptoDad address, the account here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So there's the address. Poop. And we can double check that. We can just pull up our phone and say, okay, is that the same address that that is showing on my phone? And the answer is yes. If I could see the whole thing. Yes. LNDG is at the end. Caspa. QYPZ at the beginning. 6. QYPZ 6DHUP. Yeah. So always just double check your addresses before you make a big transfer. Don't just get slap happy when it comes to addresses, right? Just be mindful, take it slow, right? And try not to transfer crypto when you're under stress or in a rush. It's not a good time to be transferring crypto. All right, let's go back here, and we're going to do CAS this time. Our source will be CAS. Here we go. Our destination will be, once again, CAS network, right? Because it's sending it out to the blockchain, right? So we'll choose Caspa network. We'll go ahead and do it all. And the next screen is going to ask me for the address, right? Which is in my clipboard, right? I can look at that again at this point and double check one more time. Make sure it matches what I see on my phone. Whoops. Yes, it does. Right? Always be careful. We'll hit confirm here. Off it goes. I'm going to need my two-factor. Oh, I'm moving to my non-custodial wallet. It could be a scam, but it's not. Now they want my two-factor, so I'm going to have to pull that up on my Google Authenticator. I'm going to let it cycle. It's almost done. Okay, so here we go. All right, that's good. Continue. And okay, I see someone up there, handsome man. Oh, hi, handsome man. He's talking to me. I thought it was the guy behind me. RH. Should I accept the latest update on the Ledger device? Is it safe? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Keep your device up to date. There are a lot of butters out there on Reddit. I believe the consensus on Reddit is that no one should trust Ledger and that all their firmware updates are now backdoors. That is pure manipulation. They have no proof whatsoever of that. They accuse the other side of not having proof. Well, Ledger can't prove to me that it's not a backdoor, so it's a backdoor. Well, that's pretzel logic, right? Anyway, yes, keep your device up to date, please. Keep your device up to date. It's funny too, because I was talking with Ian about this when I over at Ledger, and I was explaining to him, you know, that there's this huge community of people that no longer trust Ledger and and they're telling everybody that their firmware updates are backdoors. And he was like, we didn't expect that. He said, we expected to have a debate about who needed Ledger Recover. We were not prepared for like the FUD of people telling us that our devices were not safe anymore. They were just like blindsided by that. They just had no idea that that was going to be a thing. But it is, apparently. But yes, please keep your device up to date. If you're in Ledger Live and Ledger Live tells you need a firmware update, it's safe, right? If you're in faux software and it tells you to run an update and then it's asking you phrase, then that's malware or faultware or whatever you want to call it. Don't ever put in your firmware. I'm sorry. Don't ever put in your seed phrase. Don't ever type in your 24 words. But firmware updates, yes. Software update. You saw me just do one 2 minutes ago. Please keep your devices up to date. Please. Don't listen to that FUD. Why would you not want to update your device? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Well, I guess it does. All right, so we have two, well, let's refresh here. We've got two outgoing transactions. The Bitcoin is still processing. Looks like the CAS says it's already been processed, which is interesting. CAS is supposedly faster. Let's take a look. I'll put this out of the way so you can kind of see. Whoops. Let's go into the Tangum wallet and see if that CAS came in. Yeah, well, there it is. So we have moved crypto from our exchange to our own wallet, right? This is the important part of self-custody, right? Please use a hardware wallet and keep it up to date. It's not rocket science, right? It's a no-brainer. Everybody's worried about running firmware updates. Everybody's questioning hardware wallets, and yet you don't mind trusting all your crypto on an exchange, which has been proven to be not a good place to keep your crypto. If Celsius and the FTX collapse taught us anything, it is don't keep your crypto on exchanges. So, and so your alternative is your own wallet. So what are you going to do? You're going to use a hot wallet? Okay. That's not, that the private key is exposed to the internet. Or are you going to doubt hardware wallets? Oh, I don't know, the hardware wallet, they might be stealing my funds. They might be saving my keys. And it's like, okay, so what are you going to trust? You don't trust anything or anybody. Okay, I get that. But you're perfectly willing to trust exchanges with your hard-earned money and your crypto profits? Right, where's that going to lead you? Choose the best, most secure solution for you. Yes, there's a little bit of doubt. Yes, you're trusting them to a certain extent. Yes, I get all that. But they're not in the business of stealing your crypto. Trust, don't verify. I get all that. Or verify, don't trust. I get all that. But that's for crypto open source, right? A hardware wallet lives in the real world. It kind of, it bridges the gap between math and the real world. So it sort of has to live in the real world a little bit. So yes, you do have to put a little bit of trust in it. You put your trust in everything you do. You put your trust in your car. You put your trust in your bank. Track record is what crypto hardware wallets have. Third-party testing, white hat hacking, all of that stuff proves to us that the wallet does what it says it's going to do. If you want to doubt all that, you can doubt anything, right? You tell me anything and I'll give you a reason to doubt it. But where's that going to lead us? Pretzel logic. And in the meantime, where's your crypto? On an exchange. Okay. Okay, so what about that Bitcoin, right? How's that working out? Let's see. I did want to move some Bitcoin from somewhere else too. Bitcoin is still processing. That's another thing I wanted to kind of look at. Mandrell Ramsey, thanks for that. I appreciate that. There's one I did want to look at, test out the time it takes for Bitcoin to be withdrawn from exchanges, right? Because that has become an issue. The Bitcoin blockchain has kind of slowed down. It's not just a Bitcoin issue. A lot of the processing on exchanges contributes. So as you can see, this Bitcoin hasn't even gone out onto the blockchain yet, being processed by Uphold. So I wanted to kind of see if we do the same thing over on Coinbase, what's going to happen. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go into Coinbase Advanced, which I'm in. And with Coinbase Advanced, instead of purchasing Bitcoin with a merchant fee, you drop some money in your account and make a trade. It's cheaper, right? Just for people that haven't been here, if I decide, okay, look, I would just want to buy some Bitcoin, keep it simple, stupid, they're going to charge me $2.99. Can you see that? Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah. They'll charge me $2.99 to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. Much better and cheaper to go over to Coinbase Advanced, drop $100 in, right? Let's say, okay, I want to deposit $100 and I'll use my Huntington, right? I want to drop $100 in. We'll hit continue. That didn't cost me anything, right? $100 is $100 in from my bank to my account, no fees, in my account. Now, if it's going to be like 10 grand or, you know, or more or whatever, then you probably want to do a wire transfer, and that's going to go like with banker's hours. So if you really want, you know, to like have access to a lot of US dollars, you are going to probably wire in, like it's $25,000 or whatever. But I don't know what the limits are on ACH transfers, but you know, $1 grand, $5 grand, or whatever, you should be able to just transfer that in and have immediate access to it, depending on your standing, right? They judge everything by the standing of the account holder. Is he throwing red flags? Account? Has he had his account for a long time? What bank is he using? All those play into whether they're going to give you immediate access. I think their standard company line is that you're going to have to wait 3 to 5 business days to make a withdrawal. But in my case, they usually let me withdraw immediately. All right, so we got our $100 in there. Let's go over to their spot. Buy some Bitcoin. We're a Bitcoin trading pair. We can decide what trading pair we want to use. We're already at Bitcoin dollar. We have dollars in the account. Let's go over here. We'll do a market. We'll use all of it. I don't know that I can say I want to use $100 in this interface. It's kind of hard. Right? I don't see where I can just put it in. Yeah, I don't know if I can put it in. Yeah, I can't edit this. Anywho. It's a little more than 100 because there was already $2 in there. But what I wanted to point out is it's only 56 cents. Instead of $2.09, it's only costing me 56 cents to make. Right, so we'll hit buy BTC. I just wanted to do this so we could get this done and we can test to see how long it's going to take to get to my wallet. Right, we'll go ahead and use our Ledger wallet in this case. Let's see, Ledger main. All right. I'm going to do a hardware check to make sure because I have a lot of devices laying around. So I want to make sure that I'm putting it in the device that I expect it to be in. All right, I'm going to connect my device. I'm going to go ahead and enter my PIN. And once I get this going, questions. I know I've been talking for forever. And I'm sure there's some really good questions that I've just haven't attended to. I apologize. Let me get this PIN entered because this could take a while. So I just want to get it going. All right. I'm going to do a receive and a hardware check on this device. Right. All right. I'm seeing the address on my device. Yeah. It's this cable is hard to get over here. But anyway, there's the address of the device. That's all well and good. Sorry. Oh, I just can't here. All right. I'm using the wrong cable, but it's okay. I'm going to advance through and approve. That just tells me that this device is associated with this account. Right? I don't want to be throwing Bitcoin into an account that doesn't have a matching device. Could happen if you've got lots of devices around and you've reset your device or anything like that, right? I'll go ahead and grab this address. We'll go back over to Coinbase. Let's go ahead and let's go here. Let's do our withdraw, or they can call it a send. We've got some Bitcoin available. Let's go ahead and send it all to me, my address. All right, preview send. Send now. No. Why is it asking me this? Why in God's name is it asking me this? I guess that's this. Ugh, God dog it. I don't know what this is, to be honest with you guys. It should not be asking this. Confirm with passkey. No, I don't want to do that. Huh. Okay, try another way. Yes. Ugh, are you kidding me? Why is it doing this to me? Okay, now they're going to charge me $3.57. I have not set up a passkey as far as I know. I don't know why it's asking me to do this. Wow. Okay. Ugh. Of course it's going to happen tonight. It has never done this to me before. Ever has it asked me for a passkey. All right, let me get out of this. Let me just get out of the whole friggin' thing. Let me go back over to regular Coinbase. Okay, let's try this again. Huh. Okay. Security key? Ugh. iPad. Ugh, unbelievable. Oh, I don't have any effing passkey in Coinbase. Okay, you saw it here first, guys. CryptoDad got stumped by Coinbase. I did not set up a passkey, as far as I know. Ugh, fuck these motherfuckers. Unbelievable. I have never had it ask me for a passkey before. This is stupid. Why is it asking me for this? Scan this QR code with the device that has the passkey. Okay, I'm game. I'll open up my camera. What does it want me to do? Sign with the passkey. Okay, connecting. There are no passkeys saved in your iCloud keychain for Coinbase.com. Exactly as I expected. Okay. Wow. Oh, all right. Let's try a different browser. Since Brave seems to want me to use the passkey, let's try do it this way. It's probably one of the extensions I installed. I get the feeling. It's okay. I can figure this out. Coinbase. Okay. Okay. Not now. When did I do it before? I have no idea. Okay. Now let's do our send receive. Let's do our max. Let's paste in our address. Preview. Send. And I should. That's what I'm expecting. Why in God's name did the browser want a passkey? I don't remember ever setting that up. I'll stop. I'm just going to have to figure it out. I'll figure it out, but it's just annoying. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was just really weird. Well, it seemed more like the browser was doing it than Coinbase. I don't know what that's all about, but I don't want to like go in and start farting around with my settings because I'll probably reveal some personal information trying to figure it out. So suffice to say that I was able to get it off. Yeah, he saw me, heard me say that. That just really bothered me. If things weren't bad enough. Passkey is Face ID on my phone. Well, I tried to scan it with my phone, the QR code they gave me, and I got a message on my phone telling me that I had no passkeys saved. So I think when I signed into Chrome, it asked me to go through the setup process, which may do at some point, but I had not done that ever before. Or maybe somehow I inadvertently did it and didn't do it right. I don't know. But I'd never been asked for a passkey before when I tried to make a withdrawal from Coinbase. I don't know what that's about. Trust passkeys. See, that's me. I'm too old now. I'm like, lose my passkey, you know. I don't know. Anywho. Okay, here we go. Let me get caught up with the stream. Oh, and wow, that was really like pulling teeth. What it was. All right, so now we can we'll wait for Bitcoin to come in, and then we can try and figure out. Video feed is okay now. Okay, well, the Bitcoin came out of Coinbase pretty quick and hit my wallet pretty quick, but it's not fully confirmed. So let's go to Trezor Suite and see where we stand. Oh, I disconnected my Trezor. Actually, I have another cable here that I can use for the Trezor. So let's connect the Trezor again. I just want to... okay, let's see here. Okay. So if I have the patience to do this live, then you should have the patience to do it in the privacy of your own home, right? It's stressful for me to like try to move crypto around while everybody's watching and, you know, have to re-enter my PIN and do all this other stuff. Okay, so we got the Bitcoin. It came in. It also indicates that it's a pending or unconfirmed on the blockchain. So, but it didn't take that long as far as like getting it off the exchange. So, and you know, if I was planning on swapping or doing something with the Bitcoin, I would have to wait for it to confirm on the blockchain or whatever. But I'm not concerned that much about that right now. All I really wanted was buy some Bitcoin and withdraw it to my own wallet as a demonstration. All right, let me see if I can get caught up with the questions. I did buy a little bit at the bottom. Most of my BTC bought around 30K. That's great. Think Blue. Is using Bluetooth a good idea? I've said this. It depends on how you use the Bluetooth, but generally, a crypto wallet that in Bluetooth, it does not transmit the private key through the Bluetooth. The private key stays on the device. What gets transferred back and forth on the Bluetooth is a cryptographically formatted request to the wallet saying, can I authorize this? You know, I want to send out an amount. It's a request. The wallet, the hardware device, be it a Ledger or a Trezor, well, Trezors don't have Bluetooth, but whatever wallet it just happens to be, that authorize the authorization takes place on the device itself. There's a chip inside there that actually does the cryptography, the work, when you tap and say, okay, yes, I want to authorize it. Then after that, a cryptographically formatted approval code gets transmitted through Bluetooth. So even if you think Bluetooth is insecure, somebody sitting outside, if the NSA is sitting outside your house with a Bluetooth sniffer, if that's what you're worried about, or a Russian hacker with a bunch of tattoos and silver teeth is sitting outside your, because Bluetooth is not, you know, it's not like they're over there in Moscow sniffing your Bluetooth. They have to be within range of your Bluetooth, which is like 10 feet, right? So if you're in your own house and you're using Bluetooth, well, you could be in a coffee shop. Let's put it in a coffee shop. So you're in a coffee shop and there's a Russian hacker with tattoos at the table behind you in a hood, right? And he's sniffing your Bluetooth. He can't break the encryption. And he's not sniffing your private key. Your private key is not getting transmitted. And if he tries to somehow alter the message, the approval code, so that somehow it goes to his wallet, he can't even do that because the wallet address is not, well, maybe the public key is in there somewhere, but it's encrypted and it's got a hash, so that if he tries to alter the message, the hashes won't match and it won't work. I don't know. It's just so hard to get people to understand that how cryptography works. I don't know. But I get that all the time. Oh, Bluetooth's not secure. Like, how? How is it not secure? You know, I don't get it. All right, whatever. But in cryptography, right, it's a cryptographically formatted message with a hash. That's how we verify software downloads, right? If one bit is altered, it won't work, right? It won't, the hashes won't match and the transaction will fail. So this whole idea of Bluetooth being not secure, I don't know. I guess just, you know, it's the people just don't trust technology, I guess. Just like me, not trusting passkeys. I'm like, I don't want to put my trust in a device. I'd rather put the trust is me. knowing the password or my Google Authenticator, which I can, see and hold in my hand. This passphrase thing is like I'm holding up my device. And anywho, I'm getting old, right? So I have the same thing. Let's see, Dan, a list of coins you can stake on Ledger. Yes, there's a lot of Ledger coins that you can stake within Ledger Live. I haven't changed. I was just try to see. Keystone 3 Pro can connect to a Rabby Chrome wallet via USB. Oh, okay. I hadn't tried that yet. I know that Keystone Pro 3 does have some functionality with the USB. Last I checked, it had not been implemented fully yet as far as connecting the Keystone 3 Pro to a desktop. I know that you can update your firmware that way, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they told me that they were going to add more functionality. That basically overrides the air-gapped part of the wallet by connecting it with a USB cable. But people are demanding a little bit simpler interface. And as it's the same applies to the USB. The private key is not being transmitted across that USB cable. A formatted request and a formatted approval are the only things going back and forth across those cables. Stream is okay. Now, was the stream not working? Was there latency? Okay, well. JDO, can Tangum wallet be set up as with card being different so it functions as a multi-sig wallet? So one person may have one card and another person has the other card, but would require both. Not as far as I know. When you set up a Tangum wallet, you get 3 cards. And during that setup process, the primary card is activated. The private key is randomly generated. And then during that setup process, you to bring out the other 2 cards, the backup cards, and they're at that point they are imprinted with that functionality that the primary card has. So the cards are interchangeable, so that if I lose one card, I can still use the other cards. Right? They've been activated. It's all done during that process. But once that's done, there's no way to export the private key after that. Like if you want to have 7 cards, it can't be done, right? The number, the maximum is 3, right? The 3 set. We're talking about Tangum cards here, wherever it is, yeah. But there's no way all 3 cards are changeable. No way to like say, okay, I'll keep one card, I'll give you another card, but we have to be together to make it happen. It doesn't work like that. Any person could have access by having the card. So you can't split up responsibility with a Tangum card, at least not now. There's no multi-sig configuration with Tangum. They might add that later, but not now. The cards are each card is independently, you can use it to manage the wallet completely. So if you give Granny one of your Tangum cards, keep in mind, Granny has full access to your wallet. Unless, of course, you don't tell her what the PIN is and you just give it to her for safekeeping. Then you can rest. Granny won't have access to your crypto. But if you give someone one of the backup cards and your passcode, then they can sync it to their own phone. Maybe that's what you want, right? Maybe, somebody you trust, you want them to have access in case. So in that sense, you would give them both the card and the PIN codes so they could sync it to their phone. And then both of you will have full access from each of their cards and devices. But there's no way to multi-sig it. There's no way to split it up so that it requires 2 people. That would be this is utter chaos. I'm hoofing down the S-curve to catch some stakes. Hey, Dan didn't hear me talking about that earlier? That's funny. Was the stream offline for a while? Yeah, sorry I got upset there with Coinbase. I don't understand why it was asking me for the passcode or whatever it was doing. It was weird. I guess if I go through the process of getting it set up, then, you know. But I'm just not comfortable with this whole passkey thing. I know that's where the industry is going. I'm just an old-fashioned guy. I want to have a password backed up somewhere that, you know, I can use. That's something I can sink my teeth into. This whole thing is, oh, your face is your ID. Well, I don't know about that. What if, like, you know, tractor accident rips half my face off? Then what? I don't know. Okay, yeah, looks like Brave, not Coinbase, yeah. Well, it was something with Brave. I think maybe I had installed something in Brave that was maybe when I updated Brave, or maybe it was one of these extensions. It might be that I installed the Exodus wallet in Brave, and that somehow the Exodus is like doing it. I don't get it. But Brave was asking for it. It was weird. Okay. My voice is clipping or cutting out. If possible, check the connections on your microphone as Kitty was up in your command center console. Yeah. The only thing I can do is exit this whole session, and then I'll have to start a brand new live stream, and this one will end and a new one will begin, and you'll all be like, have to like exit and then enter my other. Is it over? Am I okay now? Could you guys confirm with me? Because if I'm still cutting in and out, then I guess maybe we'll just end this. And I don't know what's wrong with, again, with all of my equipment. Okay, yeah, I hear you. So, but like I said, if the only thing I can do is exit my stream, and when I do that, it cuts the connection to the live stream, and I have to start a brand new live stream. I can't. With OBS Studio, I used to be able to just exit OBS and reboot it and like reconnect to the running live stream. I can't do that with OBS Studio. I don't know why. Labs, whatever this thing is. Streamlabs is like tied to a particular stream. So when I exit Streamlabs, I've exited the stream, and then I have to like do a new stream. Okay, I'm okay? Ugh. Oh God. Another. It doesn't happen very often here. Okay. 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 See, I'm hobbling on this other camera that's just like not. Let's see this one. This camera. Yeah. That's a different camera. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my camera. I was like really upset that like happened. Well, that's weird. Yeah, that camera is just not working anymore. This camera, still okay. Okay. Paul Whistle's using a YubiKey. I use a YubiKey for my Kraken. And I thought I was using it for one other thing, but mostly just for my Kraken. It's very secure, but it's not quite as versatile as is for me. And the problem is I already have like 30 or 40 codes in Google Authenticator. So it would be a monumental task for me to migrate all of my accounts off of Google Authenticator over to my YubiKey. The same with anything, you know. You kind of, once you've got like 30 or 40 codes. Now, if you're just running like maybe 2 or 3 exchanges off Google Authenticator and you want to migrate over to a different device, it's not that big of a deal. You just go into the account, disable 2-factor using your current 2-factor. And then once it's been disabled, you can re-enable it on the new device. It's not a big deal. But for me, it would be, because it's the better part of a day doing, you know, all of those. Okay, someone has lost his computer and wallet. It was reported that he had 2 more chances to recover the wallet. Is this possible? Just get another online wallet and try as much as you need, right? If the person is talking about a Ledger device, the Ledger device only allows 3 attempts at PIN code entry. And so I can move to another device. I can move to another computer or laptop or whatever when I talk about that kind of device and reinstall Ledger Live. But if I'm trying to enter my PIN code and I've got to get the device open in order to reinstall on another computer. So I think that person that was asking, that's in that dilemma, is they can't code. Now, if you forget the password on Ledger Live, that's a whole different thing. I think we did a where we talked about the password lock on Ledger Live will allow you to set a password on Ledger Live, so that when you launch Ledger Live, you need a password to get into Ledger Live, which is completely independent of the device, right? You need both, right? You need to remember your password to get into Ledger Live, and you need to remember your PIN code to get into your Ledger device, right? And, you know, and I get a lot of people that are, you know, as we talked earlier about my conversation with Ian, of people that just can't remember their PIN. Not only can they not remember their PIN, they don't know where their seed phrase is. Which is why, you know, the vast majority of the people out there really are not ready for self-custody. I get people all the time who go, what happens if I forget the password for my Ledger Live? Well, install Ledger Live on a new computer, or you can wipe it off this computer and do a clean, and then set up a new password for Ledger Live. As long as you still have the device, you can reestablish all of your accounts. So the assumption here is somehow they forgot the password to their Ledger Live, but thank God they still remember the PIN for their device. But, you know, my thing is, if you can't remember your password, you've got serious problems. I mean, this is 2023. You use passwords for everything. Please, you can't remember your password? What's going on here? You know, I know what it is. They sit down and they think, this is my crypto. It has to be super safe and secure. So I'm going to create a 53-character password that no one will ever guess to protect my crypto. And then they forget it, right? I've talked about this so many times. Don't overdo it with security. You're going to screw yourself in the end with that. But the password on Ledger Live is really not that important. You can easily reinstall Ledger Live on your go-to computer or a different computer and just, create a new passcode. Actually, Ledger Live does not, by default, no longer requires you to set up the password. It's now optional, right? I can disable that password. But the default on Ledger Live is it's not enabled anymore. So in other words, when you launch Ledger Live, it just launches right in. You don't need a password. And if you're having trouble remembering your passwords, then maybe you don't need one. Like, yeah. Anywho. I hear you fine, but you have been cutting out throughout the evening. Doggone it, man. Chop, chop, chop. All right, I give up.